First, the Yankees win the series in Seattle, taking the first two games and losing a nice close one, Game 3. Cavalry's back, though. We got some roster moves, some excitement, and we're going to recap and chat about it all. Let's talk some Yanks.
Talking Yanks with old John Boy and Jake. Recaps galore, weekly awards, stat lines, theme, and hot takes. Get your Yankees news from these two fine dudes. It's time for Talkin' Yanks. Talking Yanks with old John Boy and Jake. Talking Yanks with old John Boy and Jake.
Hello and welcome to Talkin' Yanks, brought to you by SeatGeek. My name is Jimmy. His name is Jake, and this is Talkin' Yanks. BBD producing away. We're at the warehouse today, and a little delayed not recording the series recap right after because it was late at night. I was melted. How are you, Jake?
James Davis, yeah, we owe the people an apology. Yankees win last night if we record, so that's on us.
I do not apologize because
that's why they punted. Because it's not a record day loss.
Yeah, that's exactly.
It's not a record
day loss. But that doesn't fit
loss.
the tone of the series anyway, so my vibes last night would have been tired and bad, and this is my window of energy, that 9 to 11 slot, so I'm amped up.
We cost the team a win. I hope that doesn't come back towards the end of the season. But, yeah, I mean, otherwise a good series. I mean, the fact that Bader and Rizzo really don't participate in this series, kind of tough outing from Seattle. You thought you'd see a little more chutzpah from them. And, yeah, to let that last one go, 0-0, Buenos Cantos. But, yeah, hey, we know how the Yankees view West Coast trips. I do think the Yankees are back on being the contending Yankees, where they're prioritizing October 1st rather than June 1st, which I think for a little bit they didn't know. I think on May, they hit the go switch and were like, shoot, we got to win games. Like the Rays went, we kind of got to go. They did. I think they ended up with the loss percentage points below Texas for the best record in May, but they had a fantastic May, and they're on to June, and they're getting people back, and vamo.
I think you're right. I think there was they believe in themselves so much and what they're doing, and they're all that, and they're like, well, we're still winning, and we have people coming back. But it was getting a bit like, oh, we just can't really fall apart before these guys get back.
Right.
And now that they didn't fall apart and people are coming back from the IL, I think that the Yankees love where they're at. And I think what you're hearing Jake and I say is that we're a little scared of that mindset, them loving where they're at and getting content and just sticking and staying and not thriving. Because I watched the Ted Lasso finale, and there's just one line in there. I won't say who said it or to who, but they say that, asking for help and accepting it when needed is how you stay on the course to get better. And that's something the 2022 Yankees never did. They're like, hey, how can we improve this team? They're like, don't need to, we're a fucking juggernaut. And then it fell apart.
Yeah.
So that's where you and I are a little oh boy, let's not put the nose of our plane in front of it. We're not there yet.
For me, I couldn't agree with the playing part more over Ted. Saw a lot of people emotional over that finale.
Oh my
excited.
God. Cried the whole way.
Watch it just to cry, but yeah, the computer kind of turned on because I think Rizzo could have played this series. He does hate Seattle. He dodged it last year with his back too. I think he will be playing at first base in the Dodger game, or see if he goes on the IL, but I think he's ready to go. They've given every sign of that. And I think the other part that made my head turn in kind of the negative way that we're referencing, I think the Yankees were half excited that Bader's going to the IL. I think that bought Bauers and Willie an extra 3 to 4 weeks that they don't have that figured out. And so they'll let them try to figure it out again.
Yes. Some people might hear the excited word and not understand the nuance to it and get mad. But I think what they did was Rizzo, hey, dude, you just flew cross country and you just got hurt. Why would we make, let's not make you play game one.
We don't need you.
We don't need you. So they didn't do that. And then they won game one.
In a blowout.
And now you're looking at 2 more games.
Reverse splits.
And an off day Thursday. And at that point, I think they said, Riz, take the next 3 days off.
Guy
and
with
just
a
get
chronic
right.
back problem.
So that's one aspect of it. The other is, just like you're saying, there's crunch time coming, and they haven't gotten the chance to see what Bauers is about at first.
Right.
And they're like, hey, this is a chance to kind of like, scratch that and sniff it a little bit, see what we like, see what's going on. So they did that, and it was kind of killing 3 birds. Now, people are really upset that Boone said in the pregame that Rizzo's available off the bench and didn't use him. Right. No manager is ever going to tell you a guy is down before the game because the other team hears that stuff. Like, I almost thought they should have sent Rizzo up and got him like in the on deck circle as a decoy for them to get a lefty reliever up in the bullpen and then not use Rizzo because he's down.
Was Rizzo even wearing his uni yesterday?
Anyone that was watching the game had to know Rizzo was out. He was in full hoodie.
We played this game, was it all last year or all the 2 years before? Because we had so many banged up guys that Boone would give that speech and you could tell instantly.
Yeah.
Like some guys would be, like I remember there was a day they were like, yeah, Judgy might be in play today. And he was in like goth hoodie emo mode on the bench, like shade.
That's what Rizzo was doing.
Yeah,
they're like, don't even get your because I'm guessing the mandate was like, don't even get your back loose, like just like do nothing.
Yeah,
have the full day Thursday.
Because why would you?
But it's just like like I saw a lot of people getting frustrated, like Boone lied to us. Like no, that's since the dawn of time.
You're always defending Boone because he's your friend, Even though he ended last bantering with Boone with, what did he say? Back off, Jimmy?
Yeah, but then he went Nestor for 5 and King for 2, and I was like,
yeah. So you're listening.
He just doesn't like how much I was motivating his plan.
And Jim, there's a lot of good housekeeping. We stumbled into half good, half bad housekeeping, but the cavalry is coming, you said, your words.
I think I stole that from like a Curry tweet or a Hoke tweet, or I think they said it on the broadcast.
I mean, it used to be said a lot when there were horses and everything.
Oh, yeah, it was scary.
Cavalry's coming, they stole it.
Hide the knives.
Stolen for years.
Stanton, Donaldson, Kahnle, all on the same plane. I love that Hoke is the plane tracker guy.
Yeah.
Like when
Judge.
Remember he reported Judge was flying out.
And everyone called him out.
But he was like, it's planes in the air.
I know planes.
I got a fucking eyes in the sky. Okay?
Mike Trout, weather. Brian Hoke, planes.
Yes.
It's got the apps.
So, and then Curry, so this isn't official, but Jack Curry reported that Oswaldo is going to be sent down, and most likely, so he's like 100% on Oswaldo, and then he said most likely Crook for Kahnle and Franchi for Stanton, or however you want to do it. And that makes sense. I forgot Crook was on the roster, so I was thinking Ramirez. I don't even know if he's on the roster, but that all makes sense. Kay brought up an interesting point. I kind of jokingly texted you guys this morning that if Stanton's DH only, which is what Boone said he's going to be for the first couple weeks, then you're a little hindered on the field, but you probably want to go JD softly into playing the third base every day. But I was joking that, hey, last year Rizzo got hurt for a little bit, and they were like, whatever, fuck it. Just take the month off, Rizzo.
Right.
June has 6 off days, a lighter schedule, and if they were like, Rizzo's neck's not getting straightened out, and they were like, you know what, Riz, let's just IL you. See you in July. They could very much do that. Put DJ at first, Donaldson at third, Stan DHs every day, and there's no more kind of like lineup crunch. I don't think they're going to.
No, because you're missing out on the most important detail. They're in Yankee heaven right now. They have rest days lined up for Stanton and Donaldson and Rizzo and DJ. So, like, this is perfect. Like, Stanton played 1 rehab game.
And that's a little scary.
But that's because he's about to rehab in the major leagues. He's going to play one day. He's going to sit one day. Like, that's what they're going to do with all those guys.
Stan's a slow starter when he comes back from IL stints. And it's almost like...
But he loves L.A.
He does. I'm saying he deserves a little patience, or I don't even think maybe he doesn't deserve it, but as a fan base, we have to get ready to accept that he might look really off for the first 2 weeks, and then hopefully catches up those fastballs and clicks.
Yeah, there's 2 different things there, because I think baseball has realized that for rehab with the technology, depending your injury, like you can get your reps in better.
Yeah.
And, Bryce Harper, when he came back, he missed spring training, and he didn't have any minor league games. So it's also stars, and it's, Stanton did spring training and everything. He already did his track the ball and all that. So I think baseball as a whole, and the hitters have won out where they're like, hey,
It's always a catch-22.
I can see some pitches.
Carpenter wanted to stay at camp so we could get more at-bats, then go to the Rangers. And we all thought, okay, in theory, that's good. Yeah, you get more at-bats there against the Yankees quadruple A pitchers.
I didn't think that was good.
But then come playoff time, they're like, well, he doesn't have a lot of at-bats. And it's like, well, you took him, you chose not to do it. So that's different because it's postseason not, but yeah. Stan's coming back. Kahnle's coming back. That's hopefully more impactful than anyone realizes. And Donaldson, same. Maybe that's a benefit. I just want him to have good at-bats. I know there was a stretch last year where my dad was texting me and he was like, this is like, what Volpe's giving us right now or what Oswaldo's been giving us. We're like, the results were actually better, but the at-bats were like, dude, if he doesn't throw this pitch in that spot.
a good watch.
Yeah.
And that's what Oswaldo, and he's got to get sent down, and that's
Projected.
I think, projected by Curry, but and that I think adds up, and go work on things and find your swing and make adjustments and
Get some confidence.
get that confidence up, because with Oswaldo, it was basically, if they don't put this pitch in this spot, he's not hitting it.
He's rolling everything over from the left side. And, I could give you some speeches about how, okay, if you were going to be willing to move on from Aaron Hicks, why didn't you do that earlier and take away some of Oswaldo's early at-bats from the right side where he actually looked better to start this year? Yeah. But he's been one of the worst hitters in baseball. Right now he's actually sandwiched between Jose Abreu and Michael Harris, too, for bottom 12 OPS guys this year. So go down. I mean, he's supposed to be, remember, this guy's goal as a player was to be like Marwin Gonzalez. Go down, go rake like Peraza's raking as he starts to make his own storylines down there. Let's let some of these other guys figure out where they're at. Whether it's some of the bigger guys, like, Josh Donaldson with a couple bad weeks will have us having very interesting conversations. And if he comes back and he looks great, it'll go the other way. And same with Calhoun and Bauers. Like, we're in tightrope season, and we know how much Yankees love holding on to assets before they have to move on from them. So that's where we're at. Oswaldo's got options. IKF is the most super util ever, so we're good.
At the end of this episode, can we do a little lineup projection with the new squad going into the Dodger series? Just real quick, what could it be? Because I don't want to do it now because we got to.
Yeah, we'll see where we're at, because I think it's almost spring training with a major league roster.
Could be fun though, just to see all those names. I just want to type it out and look at it.
Okay, I will never stop you, bud. You know that by now.
Let's do the Mariners series.
This series.
Mariners.
What's up with that?
It was doing a semantic satiation where it wasn't sounding like a word, like ROADs, that scene from Knocked Up.
Okay.
So it just kept sounding it out. Mariners. Shady Rays. I'm wearing them. I love Shady Rays. I actually do. I wear them all the time because I like glasses that I don't have to care about losing. And these they're you can replace them if you lose them or you break them.
Lost and broken replacement guarantee.
If they didn't have that, I would care about losing these because they are nice sunglasses.
Yeah.
But I don't have to worry about that because of the lost and broken replacement guarantee.
That usually led me to getting really crappy sunglasses that didn't have any cool designs or anything, and people could tell I looked like I just grabbed them off the rack at Rite Aid. And these are different. They actually look cool and fun, and I wear them, and I'm out of my comfort zone with Shady Rays, which I give them a lot of credit for doing. I would never have worn these a couple years ago.
It's true. Try new things every couple years, people.
Speaking of trying new things, it's a new Memorial Day deal.
The Memorial Day sale is live right now. ShadyRays.com. Get 35% off all sunglasses. Try for yourself. Shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people. Wow. There's a link in the description. And yeah, I'm wearing them right now. I wear them every day. I thought I lost these for a little bit, and I was mad, and I punched air, and Jess was like, aren't they Shady Rays? And I was like, you're right. And I was just about to reorder them, and then I found these. So I was really happy about that either way. So it's good if you lose them and good if you don't. How many sunglasses can say that?
None that I know.
How many sunglasses can say that? So thank you, Shady Rays. They've become such a big part of our community, our warehouse community. And I mentioned a couple episodes, the news popped on our office the other day, and they interviewed someone on the street, and they were wearing Shady Rays, and our office just erupted.
That is funny.
Yes.
We got them. We got him. All right, let's burn game one.
Let's burn. And let's, today, we're going to burn.
This will be a burning by Jake.
Like a bad speller spelling cattle, Seattle, as the Yanks play 3 versus the M's. Domingo on a lunes. Herman returns after his sticky situation, and it's Miller time for Seattle as the rookie phenom would take on the Yanks. Teoscar and Julio were out by the schoolyard, score a couple for the M's, but it didn't really matter because Miller was more Bush. Jake rakes, Bauer homers. If they remake Judgment Day, they may film it in Seattle. 2-homer game for Judge. Willie, IKF, Higgy, oh my. Multi-hit days for all of them. Only Bummerosa Bader gets hurt. Otherwise, Domingo to Ron to Fat Albert. Hey, hey, hey. Yanks win 10-4 final.
Great opening joke.
Thought you might like that.
Cattle.
Seattle.
Yeah.
That's how people. That's a bad spelling joke. Spilled.
I like when you get Paul Simon in the mix, so I appreciated that.
Bum, 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 bum.
Bum, 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 bum. This was a nice, fun game. They put up 10. Everyone in the lineup hit, besides Oswaldo. I believe he went 0-for-5 with 2 Ks, but everyone else hit, and a lot of people had multi-hit games. It was good times. They got to the young pitcher who hadn't gotten yet. Domingo Herman takes the mound in the 7th inning as a starting pitcher for the Yankees. That's something that we need to start seeing. He did give up 2 singles and then come out, so he didn't finish the 7th, which is like the next step.
That's been
there.
a classic move for a lot of the Yankees pitchers. I know that's a little obnoxious, but it feels like the last 5 guys that have been pushed to go like, hey, if you get this next inning, like that would be massive for us. And it's like they kind of give up 2 hits.
I think it's the 7th too. I wonder if I can find
it's
like
Herman, Nestor,
starting
and Cole,
pitching
I think.
splits by innings and look at
The
7.
last month of 7th innings has been kind of nuts.
Like, all right, they're gonna head back out there.
Anecdotally.
Hit.
Oh, you know what they have? They have on Baseball Reference. They have like the 1 through the 3rd inning, and then the 4 through the whatever and the whatever.
Right.
Wonder if I can find that. Oh yeah. So the 4th through the 6th inning, opponents have a 770 OPS. Innings 7 through 9, a 616. That's our best is 7 through 9 because the bullpen's been so good. 444 slug in the 5th through 6th inning. So, yeah, I agreed with the pull by Booney there. Like I let him go, 2 singles, whatever. Like get there. I guess they were up big, so maybe you can say. Or what are your thoughts on that?
Domingo's first start back after timeout. It's 83 pitches. I don't know. You're heading towards off dayville, so I'm fine going to the bullpen. Rather not make it interesting, especially after the last game. We kind of did that.
And it was only a 5-run lead, so they go to Albert Abreu. I think if it was more than 5, like I think even if it was 6, they go probably to Crook
or Weber.
Higgy with a nice hit at the end of the game.
Insurance. Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. Higgy, IKF, Bauers, Bader, Willie, Judge, Gleyber. 7 people with multiple hits.
Bad pitching. They had a good approach, too. For a lot of times we've been getting on these Yankees for their approach, and right. I think it is a double-sided coin or whatever. Like, when it works, it's good. When it doesn't, it's bad. Because last night I liked their approach against the Kirby. Just he was lights out. Judge homers off Juan Then. Do you think that was rude?
I think it was rooted.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well. Old Flame, Juan Then.
What else? IKF at short.
Made 2 nice plays.
Volpe.
Yeah. Made 2 plays that were different than last year. One, he came in and threw to first, and BBD texted us like, I like that play. Yeah. And I actually rewound it because I didn't process it. It just looked normal to me because it's not a great play. It's not a highlight play. It's just a normal shortstop play. But last year, per everyone's eye test and per the stats, he struggled coming in on balls. And he did it so smooth that I didn't even like, when BBD texted, I was like, oh, wait, yeah, that was
Right.
nice.
It's routine.
And then in that same inning, he gets another ball that, I forget who was running, but it was a speedy runner, and he had to throw it to first, and he didn't double clutch. He just grabbed it and threw it. And I was like, that's different too. So, comfort is pretty big.
Young, wild, and free.
Make sure your mattress is nice and your pillows are soft.
Know your role.
I like that. Other than that, this game, yeah, the bats made it easy. Judge made it easy. Nice, solid win. Calhoun bangs. They did bring Volpe in to play short by the end of it. And they moved IKF to the left.
Bader got hurt.
That sucked. Yeah. Actually, yeah, sneaky, really good series from Gleyber in a lot of ways. I wonder if, just thought about that. Maybe I'll add one to my awards. All right, let's go to game 2.
Teaser, ready for it. The Yanks would hope Cafe Nestor would have enough juice to carry them a third time through the lineup, while New York would try to eat Logan Gilbert's grapes. Top 1, IKF, RBI. Bauers sac fly is underrated. 3-0 in the first. Make it 6. Anthony makes him Volpe. Cousin Greg finagles a homer. It's 7-0 Pinstripers. Nestor was sharp, then battled in the 5th. 5 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 6 Ks. Man, Seattle might have to retire Judge's 99. He homers again. IKF, RBI. 4 hit, 4 RBI for the utility heartthrob. The King and his tiny cannon finish it off. Yanks win 10-2 final.
What's more mean, Judge homering off one thin and already kind of a blowout, or the Web Dog shutting them down for 2 innings?
I got into some baseball research last night, and the Web Dog is in. He's under the hitting speed. The ball sinks and moves a lot.
Too slow.
Yeah. No, it's serious. Teams are scouting this now.
It's awesome.
Yeah. It's
Zach Short.
guys with 2-seamers or sinkers that are like under the hitting speed and move more. They think that is now the hitter's flaws because they've caught up to velo.
It's funny.
Web Dogs is
so
a
knuckleballers
massive
are going to be
weapon.
back soon.
No, because no front office is confident enough in themselves to actually do that.
Okay. Let's get some balls.
So slow, heavy sinkers.
I'd like us to get a knuckleballer.
It's kind of what's working in the warehouse. Slow, heavy sinkers.
That's what I'm going to be practicing today. Yeah. Okay, I don't know. There might be some awards coming from this game in certain areas. But IKF has 4 hits. That's nice to see. Willie Calhoun has another multi-hit game. The top of the order does well. But then the bottom of the order sprays stuff around. Volpe with the big home run. I don't think I'm going to I don't know if you're going to touch that. If I was to categorize that, I would categorize it as an Avarex home run. It kind of seems like right spot, right time, same swing. No like difference there. But I like it. It helped. But the at-bats before it and the at-bats after it were the same as the bad results.
Yeah, no, it's the pop of his bat is impressive, and you understand why he's a top prospect when you see that and his speed. Yeah, no, he had a really good swipe at it, and yeah, his fastball approach still feels minor league, which we will see. And again, he's going to develop and he's going to improve and he's going to get better. But yeah, like he had another 2-0 count, got 2 fastballs. The 2-1 fastball is right down the middle. So yeah, he gets a little slider, puts a great swing on it. He fist pumps, and hey, to get out of a little schneid, you'll take that. But yeah, as we watch the development of Anthony Volpe, some of the at-bats are still like, let's go, Pop.
Yeah.
And was this...
you got Nestor later coming up?
Did he open this game with a boot?
Yeah, I mean a bad one. Like one right at his feet. Like he's...
So, I don't know. I'm really interested to see, man. This is jumping to the next game a little bit. The Yankees rolled in this game. And George Kirby has a lot of good stuff on his fastball. He threw Judge a couple down the dick that Judgy couldn't get his hands on. So, but, there's Volpe's swing in that powerful one-handed release. It still feels like there's some fastball counts that he should be having better swings on. I'm not even saying the results should be there, but there's some like fastball 2-0 counts that he's getting overmatched on that it's just, if you're watching at home, hey, I get it. You love Volpe. Guess what? I love Volpe too. I think the kid's going to be nasty, but we're watching him try to improve and get better, and he's currently right in the interstate batting average.
Peraza was doing this at the MLB level, and Volpe was doing what Peraza's doing at the minor league level, and something about that is making me kind of like sad in my brain.
There'd be pitchforks.
Like, send Peraza down, call Volpe up, and I'm like, is that because he's a New Jersey kid? Is it the Gallo-Italian thing? But something in my head is not feeling right about, I know how different the fan base would be, and like who gets leash and who doesn't, and it's weird.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a higher prospect.
It's a higher prospect that you're committing to, and like we've kind of been laughing about with our like Talkin Yanks chat. He every here and there he does check the box that you're like, wow, okay, yeah. I mean, that's impressive. That's really talented. Like I think he's on pace. I think they said the stats. He's on pace for like a 23 homer, 35 steal season or something like that. That's like, wow. Any rookie that can do that at the major league level is really impressive. I guess I think we're at the point where we would trade, 23 to 15 homers for like a better 2-strike approach, for a better meatball count approach. So that's probably our Volpe thing that I think we did now because we're not doing it any other point. And we should focus on the Yankees going up 7-0 in this game. Everyone kind of contributing.
Yeah. It's a solid, nice game. I liked it.
I mean, Greg Allen homers.
Ooh, that was rude.
Trevino came back. We forgot to mention that as part of the housekeeping. Trevi's back. Rortvet.
Sent down. Has options. He'll be back again at some point. Maybe.
Our catchers love to be healthy. Maybe September.
Yeah. It took forever to put out that lineup.
September. Yeah, they let Trevino have the whole BP session to see how he really felt. And Rortvet was just sitting on the sidelines like, oh.
Do I hope he feels bad?
Do I not?
Mike King and the Web Dog for 4. Hey, Nestor throws 100. What I don't know about Nestor, and we've talked about this a lot, and maybe we're talking about him later.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's still building up. I don't know if there's fatigue from last year. I don't know if those are overlapping. Like, he really let it eat for an MLB season. We did the whole thing. Nestor's always pitched and he does Winter League, but Major League Baseball is different. Playoff baseball is different. Like, there's tiers to all this. Him throwing 101 pitches is good, and him getting a strikeout on that last batter, because it could have ended up really ugly. I mean, we were a swing away from Nestor being like 4.2 and like 4 earned runs, which would have been tragic, where 5 innings, 2 earned, it's like, okay, let's walk away from this. And he's either building up, and maybe these off days are going to help, or I think we're going to find out, like, if this continues to happen, I'm now currently, because the stuff is good. Like, his early inning stuff is really good, and he was locating really well. The high fastballs, dude, he was putting on a clinic early. Yeah. I was like, I love this guy.
I mean,
that I'm now keeping track of. I think if the 3rd inning stuff continues, I think it would be fatigue from last year, and we're going to look at a point in the season where we might need to take Nestor with like a phantom 3-weeker.
All right.
But
let's get to game 3.
We'll get there when we get there.
Game 3 was last night.
Last night.
She said. Boom. Ba-da-dum-bum.
Clarke would bring out the broomsticks in the Emerald Schmitty, while the Yankees would hope to not get sucked up by Kirby for Seattle. Buenos Cantos, big dumper backs that thing up as Seattle wins with Manfred Rule's 1-0 final.
Oh, wow.
That's it, Pop.
This was, all right, this is going to sound weird, my favorite game of the series.
Okay.
Besides the ending when the Yankees didn't win. But as far as a baseball product, if I was going to tell any third party to go watch this, crisp defense by DJ, by Gleyber, by the Yankees, by fucking J.P. Crawford, by blanking on his name, center fielder. Julio. Bad name to blank on. Great pitching by Clarke, who was doing it a lot with guile and guts and kind of his like swagger that they always talk about, getting himself out of jams. And Gilbert was as crisp as a start I've seen this year. It's an interesting game I've watched.
It's an interesting point by you. I think if this was a playoff game, I would full on agree because this was a getaway. Yankees already won the series game. Like Rizzo on the bench, not actually being a part of it. I didn't have those same emotions.
But just like the defense, every ball in play was just like, oh shit, it was so
Gleyber Torres
well played. I enjoyed it. And then when they didn't score that one opportunity they had in the 8th inning. Or the top of the 9th. I think top of the 9th inning, the Yankees had bases loaded. And they sent up Volpe and Franchi. And that's when it sunk in for me like, fuck, this is a really good game. I really like it. And bases loaded, we're going Volpe and Franchi.
Would have been a very different tone.
And that's just a losing effort there where that is, we've won the first two. And we're fine with what happens here. And that's when the balloon deflated for Yankees fans, but not for Mariners fans. And I was like, oh, we're not going to win this game. But I enjoyed watching the game. And Kirby looks good. He's got 6 years on his deal left, but he's a guy I was like, let's go get that guy. He's from New York.
New York.
Yeah.
Kirby's good. It's really interesting approach, and I think it plays well in Seattle, Jim. I don't know if it plays well at the stadium because it's a ton of fastballs away.
CB was given that outside.
Right, but that's also how he pitched. It's like
fastballs up.
Jeff Nelson gave the scouting report and it was very Jeff Nelson, which, we should probably do our Jeff Nelson recap, where he was like being overly blunt. He's like, yeah, Kirby doesn't pitch inside. And I was like, okay, Jeff Nelson, like I get it. But he doesn't.
No.
It's fastballs high and away. 97, that top right corner. And I thought Judge or Higgy was going to clip him.
Oh, yeah.
With one of those swings, and Higgy just missed one. It kind of just missed the foul pole over there. But he challenged Judge a couple times at one time. 0-2 middle.
His approach
I think Judge was a little surprised that they came at him.
2-2 or something. But his approach to Judge was full arsenal, where every other batter, it was like IKF saw only fastballs. Bauers saw only fastballs. Allen, the 9-hole hitter, he started mixing in changeups and curveballs, and I think that was only to get them ready tune them up for the top of the order again. But once he got past Calhoun, the 4-hole hitter, it was just fastballs basically the rest of the way, the first 2 times through. And then Judge was getting the full arsenal, so he kind of did have Judge twisted up where you couldn't just sit on one pitch, and you saw that with that fastball down the middle. But yeah, he does his 4-seam top of the zone, a little high and a little away, and then the 2-seam plays off that because it comes back in. So you think that one fastball I threw Judge, the 4-seam with no run, high and away, dotted that corner. I was like, shit, that is a nasty pitch.
That works.
Yeah. But good game. I think management-wise, I was wondering because of they already won the series. Clarke looks good. He's fighting. Were they going to give him more leash than they did? And so I actually thought they were going to let Clarke get through that inning because he ends up only pitching. He doesn't not the 5.2, and I think he was upset by that, and he wanted to get through the.
I think they went with our give him a win rule, and the Yankees are so. This is good, and I normally don't have good points. I think offensively, where we started the show, that people might have been surprised about, kind of like old Yankees, new Yankees, where we're going to see a lot of resting off days, and you might see guys not pinch hit in a late situation to give them a full rest day like we kind of saw with Rizzo and some of those situations. I think the pitching is going to be reversed. I think we just went through a crazy stretch. Tommy Kahnle is back, and we have a bunch of off days that our good bullpen is going to be ready with options. Like, we have a rest day. We have a rest day today as we record this. Who pitched last night? It was Wandy, Clay, and Ron. None of them over-emptied the tank.
Wandy did.
22. 22 pitches.
22 pitches, but 7 batters over 3 innings. That's a lot for a reliever.
Yeah, but off day, and, even if he does show up to the first Dodgers game and he's down, King's ready, Clay's ready, Ron's ready, Kahnle's ready. Let's not talk about that for either of us. That I think the Yankees pitching is going to excite us a lot more going forward. Boone is going to have better options to go to.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be a lot of fun, that you can take out Clarke 5.2 with all the conversations we've had about Clarke.
Yeah,
a really good start.
My next sentence was going to be, but when he was walking off the mound, I saw Kahnle coming up, a lefty with a runner on. I was like, absolutely take him out.
Big splits.
And I fully agreed with the decision to bring Wandy in there, who gets the job done. And then they ride Wandy because his pitch count was low, but still, 3 innings, most batters he's faced this season.
Wandy.
I'm not worried about it, but I was a little like, oh, keep going. Clay looked absolutely nasty. I don't know if he's getting an award, but that was the sharpest he's looked. Everything was just crisp in this game. Like the movement on the pitches. I don't know.
Seattle air.
Yeah, Seattle air. Makes it good. It's going to do awards.
Awards are brought to you by the Warehouse Games, Jimmy.
That's where we are.
The semifinals and the finals. Tonight, the semifinals, if you're listening to this Thursday, or if you're listening to it Friday, it came out last night, but you can still watch it. You don't know the results. And then the finals are Sunday, 6 p.m.
I believe so. Yeah, every game 6 p.m.
Sunday,
so Thursday,
6 p.m.
Sunday.
So watch it right before the Yankees game.
Ooh.
Sunday night, 7
like
p.m. Dodgers. It's an incredible product. The channel, braggadociously / selling you guys to go, has blown up. I think there's been, 75K subscribers in a month?
99 right now.
In a month?
The last 28 days, Kyle just sent us at 99. He wants to get it to 100K subscribers in the last month.
Follow the herd. Follow the herd. Go watch it. It's an incredible product. A couple great games coming up. And go binge the whole thing. Catch up.
Yeah.
If you're looking to get through your Friday tomorrow, just keep it rolling.
They're really
keep it rolling.
Yeah. You get to go first. First award we give out here on Talkin' Yanks is
Pride of the Yankees. Pride of the Yankees.
Yeah. Pride of the Yankees. This is a layup for me.
Yeah.
Isaiah Kiner-Falefa.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Fuck.
Jam. Come on, Pop.
I mean, Judge.
He's good. You have the second pick. You can still take him. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, he led the team in hits, 6 hits. He led the team in RBI, 6 RBI. He played shortstop. He played outfield. And Jim, pride of the Yankees, an emotion that we're often tapping into with this award, right? IKF, I'm having fun. I'm enjoying my role. That was his post-game presser. He likes being the util guy. He asked for it last year, and they're letting him do it this year, and he's having a blast. And guess what? You can physically see it. You can physically see it in the way he walks and talks and acts on the field. You mentioned him at shortstop. Him fielding balls off the wall in left field confidently. And we've seen IKF run hot and cold at the plate. He's a contact hitter. He's had one of his biggest heaters, and I think it's just because he's comfortable. And he's very much leaned into being the utility role. Volpe hits the homer. Who's at the end of the dugout? Slapping him on the chest. Good job, kid. IKF, because he doesn't want the shortstop, Jake. He's happy that the pressure's on Volpe. IKF has been fantastic. Great month of May. The hitting will come down to earth because he's a contact guy that the ball goes into, guys start fielding it.
So I was going to give him my award, the dictator or the tyrant.
Sure.
This was the one of the
one
ones
of your 3 awards, Ron.
This is the one I liked the most. That's why I was upset he got pride.
You didn't think he'd be a pride?
I thought you would go judge because he was like A1, and then I would be able to save IKF for a different award. So he had an awesome postgame. He said more than that. He said he had the most interesting postgame I've heard in a while, and he just completely emptied the beans on last year and this year. So I was going to give him the Tyrant Award because he's addicted to power in Game 3. Games 1 and 2, everyone hit. So when everyone hits, it's like everyone's hitting. Okay, this is great. It's all good. But in game 3, when Kirby was mowing people down, I was very, very interested in IKF's at bats. Is he going to back down from his power swing and go to the bunt fest, which we saw some guys do? Is he going to try and take and work counts and go back to slapping singles, or is he going to stay with his new philosophy of swing big? He fucking drove one. Put an absolute drive into one that Julio tracks down and catches. But that opened my eyes. I was like, wow, he means what he's saying. He's addicted to power. He said that when he was at third base for the Rangers, he thought he needed to provide pop and power. When he came to the Yankees and was playing shortstop, he just wanted to be a base hit batting average guy. And he ran away from all those adjustments we saw him make in spring training at the start of last year where, the leg kick. And we talked about that. Like, dude, what's going on here? And spray. He said the Yankees coaches showed him the metrics. Like, dude, you can hit the ball hard and keep swinging hard. And he's bought into that. So that swing against Kirby last night kind of opened up my eyes like, oh, okay.
How about that?
Swing big.
Some Talkin Yanks analytics. The 0 for 4 is what impressed him the most.
Yeah, that drive to center field impressed me most because you saw other guys like trying to do small ball very hard in that game.
Yeah, I mean, we saw a bunt by Greg Allen that, we're on a big anti-bunt kick right now.
I don't think the Yankees thought they could score on 3 hits, so anytime someone got the first, Gleyber tried to steal, got thrown out.
They sneaky had a punt lineup out there.
Yeah.
IKF, and hey, if you want to check the receipts, pretty much our whole thing last year was the speedy guy that can play a lot of positions. Why not use him in that role? Because the Yankees needed that. And he's in it, and guess what? He wanted that too. So he's been awfully refreshing. You're going to see a lot of him in center field while Bader's out. And the hot streak will come to an end, but it's fun to ride those out when guys are hot. That's the whole thing.
My pride will be Judge. I mean, he hit 2 homers. He robbed a homer. He had a .571 on base percentage. He's very good. And I know there's not much to say about it because you say it we talk about it all the time. It's like, yeah, he's good. But when he does a performance like that, I can't go back and not put it on the ledger. So got to give Judge the pride there.
No, it's the right call. Don't be embarrassed about giving right prides. That's the goal.
I'm not. I just wanted to save my award. Who would
have been the third pride?
What's that?
Who would have been the third pride? I think those were the 2.
I was going to go with...
I guess you'll have to find out later in awards.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to give him another award, but yeah. Bad stuff. MFer.
You Yankee motherfucker.
Yankee motherfucker.
Well, this is the pits.
Yeah, you go first. You can.
I mean, I guess it wasn't a sweep, so I can give out a Yankee MFer. I will go with. I'll go with Oswaldo. I'll go Oswaldo. He goes 0 for in the game where everyone had a hit. He's about to send down. MFers can be terms of endearment in Yankee land. We will see him again. He's a versatile switch hitter who's 24. He had a tough go at it. There's dudes on the way. We are still the Yankees, and guys will get hurt. But yeah, I mean, go get some reps down in AAA. Rake with the other Oswald. We'll see you back in a little bit.
I will go with DJ LeMahieu.
Woo.
His bat has been really quiet, and hasn't been talked about that much, but it's been really quiet. His month of May isn't great, not DJ numbers. His last 2 weeks, last 14 games, he's got a .461 OPS, a .207 on base percentage. He's just not the guy we need him to be. And when the lineup is shallow, and there's 4 of them, he needs to be one of the 4 guys. And he wasn't that this series. He hasn't been that for a little bit. I liked his defense at third base, but need DJ to start picking it up. Not a good stretch for him. So hopefully June is nice and good and fun. Makes us forget about May a little bit.
Yeah, if I could I could undo one play, it would be that home run robbery last series.
Yeah.
DJ kind of like needed that, and he had it.
Yeah.
And then he didn't have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully Donaldson being back can help him get at least one more day a week off his feet.
Yeah, and the
one
off
more day a
days.
week getting over to first and extra off days.
They're all going to get so refreshed, you know?
Oh.
Yeah.
So refreshed.
Looks like he needs it.
All right. Regular old awards.
Regular old awards are brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook. And baseball is full here. There's a couple hoops games that are going to wind down. 7 max. Hockey's finishing up. Florida's chewing on dog bones after games to show they got that dog in them. Baseball is here for the summer. So, with promo code YANKS, when you download the DraftKings Sportsbook, new customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's code YANKS at the DraftKings Sportsbook. Go download it. We've been placing more bets recently, Jim. You were locked in last night.
Yeah, I needed that ball, that IKF ball to fall, and our parlay would have hit.
Yeah.
Mm.
Good job,
Can't believe
Julio.
that's the one that didn't get it.
That was the one I thought was a lock.
Yeah.
Did Judge's walk not count? I think I saw
They were
that.
late on that, but a walk counts as a total base.
Total base. So weird note.
It's a secret
DraftKings
group.
app.
But it was an
Secret.
intentional walk, so I wonder if their like algorithm that picks up from like the game logs messes
didn't
up.
earn that.
Like they need to see the 4 balls come through on the algorithm that they use or whatever. I don't know.
Thought ICAF was getting a hit.
Same.
Mm.
Your first award?
My first award is the April showers, Jim.
April showers bring May flowers. Willie Calhoun?
Clarke Schmidt.
Mm.
James Clarke Schmidt. 6 starts in the month of May after a really bad April. 6 starts in the month of May. A 3.52 ERA. And you're saying that's okay. I mean, for Clarke Schmidt, especially where we were, we'll take that. The FIP is really good. A 2.73 FIP, field independent pitching, if you're into that kind of thing. And if I really wanted to, Jim, I could butter knife out. 1 start against Tampa, he gave up 7 earned runs. Otherwise, the earned runs by start, 0, 2, 2, 1, 0. So for Clarke Schmidt, his April showers have brought some May flowers, and let's see what it means for this season. What other starting pitchers are going to come back? Will he remain in a swingman role? Will he go to the bullpen at any point to be a righty guy? Or, we talked a lot about if the Yankees need trade assets. Again, Clarke Schmidt's April was pretty tough. What if I told you there was a young starting pitcher that could put together a really nice month of May? Good for Clarke. Good for Clarke to bounce back this month.
Yeah, that was a nice outing by him. I mean, and also walks don't count for total bases. So I think I'm always thinking total bases plus walks is a bet they do. And they don't count. My bad.
Yeah.
That was a good outing by Clarke. It's fun to see. Fun to see what he's doing with the cutter, because last week I gave him pride because he shoved it in everyone's face and went cutter heavy versus lefties. This game he didn't. He went curveball heavy against lefties, which I do think is his better pitch, but I guess guys have to be apt to be swinging and missing at it because it's a out of the zone pitch and cutter high. I mean, he didn't not throw the cutter, but the curveball was the most prominent pitch.
Know what I
to
really
lefties.
liked? I believe it was to Ty France. And he struck out Ty France with a high cutter that Ty France swung under because he was anticipating the curveball. And I think that was Clark's pitch mix, working for him.
He has a lot of
know.
pitches. The only thing I didn't like about Clark's start last night was when he walked their 9-hole hitter.
Colton Wong, who's been worse than Oswaldo this year.
Yes, because he was so sharp and his pitches were moving so much that instead of having the mindset of let me attack this dude in the zone, which is what Kirby was doing when he was confident, Clarke was so confident he was going to get swings and misses. And then it was easy for Wong. He got him. He was down 3-0.
Yeah.
Because he was like, I'm going to get this guy to chase. And
That was a little bit of future baseball, though, because what he was actually doing was disrupting Seattle's lineup.
Oh, not giving them like a lane to start the
Because
next
there's
inning
2
off.
outs. Wong comes on. Crawford actually gets a hit, and then he gets France out. So you've basically just chopped the Mariners lineup now.
Very smart. I didn't think about that at all.
Manalytics.
His sweeper was really good last night, which I don't know if we've seen that. He got a lot of swing. He got 40% swing and miss on the sweeper. The sinker, which he threw a ton, 0 swings and misses. But that is a contact pitch. You're not trying to get swings and misses on a sinker. And the cutter was his 4th most used pitch. But yeah, it was a good outing from Clarke. I liked how he buckled down. His defense really helped him. The difference between Gleyber going and getting those balls and DJ making all those plays versus, Volpe botching his last couple starts behind him is a big, and Oswaldo is a big difference. So it was nice. Do that, Gleyber.
Yeah, I mean, Gleyber has kind of his signature play.
Mm-hmm. All right, my
Yes.
first award is going to be the BBD. Do you have the soundbite ready?
Oh,
Oh,
well,
huh?
all right.
Huh? Huh? I'll be able to find it on my phone.
Playing.
It's not. At this point, we've drawn so much anticipation that it's not gonna.
I mean, I've been anticipating this one since 9 a.m. Oh,
Who and what are you?
Award.
I had to reopen the link.
Yeah.
I'm very.
I don't know what that one was. Is that the second one? Just keep playing.
Yeah, I kept playing some more.
I'm very interested to hear your thoughts on Jake Bauers.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we've talked about this together, so I was giving you a point, but it's a good soundbite. Who and what are you? Yeah. He played first base for 2 games. Didn't notice. At no point did the Yankees throw a ball to first base, and I say, oh yeah, that's Bauers. I wanted to see what he's doing over there. It's like a blank void. I didn't notice him at all. He can get to balls in the outfield, but then sometimes can't corral them. Right. He's hitting. Sometimes I think he's like incredibly locked in.
Right.
I was like, oh, if they come inside to Bauers here, I think he's going to fucking rock it. He has 4 hits in this series in his 10 at-bats. He does pop a homer. He has a sac fly. He draws 3 walks. So it's like a really good series from Bauers. He plays first base and goes unnoticed, which I think is a very good thing for a first baseman.
Great thing.
To not be noticed. Well, who and what are you? And what's your role in the future?
I noticed one thing from Jake Bauers at first base. Hyper-friendly. And we've seen this from Jake Bauers. Yeah, he was flirting it up with everyone. So I don't know if there was past relationships or if he's just that guy. But we've seen the big Jake Bauers smile at this point. Ryan Rucco's smile. They're, Jakey scouts, which, my vote goes a long way in the Rockies and Diamondbacks front office. Bauers' bat has legitimate pop. His sac fly was like a sac fly swing that almost got out. Like he was very much, because that was first inning, like just trying to get the 3rd run home. And yeah, he got really good wood on it that you're like, oh shoot, okay, Jake Bauers. He went through a little bit of a funk. He will always have a leg up on Willie Calhoun because he can play left field, right field, and first base, where Willie kind of cannot. And so Willie had a nice May. He was kind of becoming the leader in the clubhouse with everyone else coming back. We wondered how that decision would go. This is why Boone doesn't answer any of those questions, because Harrison Bader gets hurt. Because otherwise, we would be saying bye to Willie Calhoun or Jake Bauers tomorrow. And instead, Harrison Bader will go to the IL. Bauers and Calhoun will take turns getting in versus righties in certain matchup. I mean, actually just righties, really, because they'll rest Donaldson. Donaldson had good lefty numbers even last year, I think. I'm interested to see. Bauer still has the best lane because let's say he is the Yankees, it worked. He was the Yankees Gio. He was the Yankees Carpenter this year, or even Cameron Maybin.
Mm-hmm.
Jake Bauers would be your starting left fielder. I don't know if you'd say that in the postseason, but for a chunk of this Yankees regular season, Jake Bauers would be your starting left fielder, where Willie Calhoun does not have that.
And it's a little bit of like, what do you want out of the position, right? So Bauers provides pop against righties. Neither can hit lefties. And Willie hasn't even been given the chance to hit lefties. I think he has 3 at-bats versus lefties. They're just completely out on it. Both have similar OPSs against righties. 770, I think, for Bauer, 740 for Willie, so close. But it's a different mix. Bauers has a 220. I just had it up. I can pull it up since I'm talking about it. Bauers has a 220 batting average versus righties so far in 61 plate appearances. Willie in 110 plate appearances, a 263 batting average, but Bauers has more pop. He's got more on base. He's got a 460 slug, and Willie has a 414 slug. So it's more on base that's getting him up. Whatever. Depends if you want average there and just bang it around and keep the line moving, or do you want Bauers pop? If it becomes a pinch hit role of a let's pinch hit for the catchers with a lefty bat, I think you're going to lead pop, or I don't actually know.
I think they lean Calhoun because he can put his bat on the ball.
Put his bat on the ball. Yeah, so and maybe that's not even the decision making. But what are you, Bauers? And what's your role for the future, and what are you going to be? Because there's a lot of good, and then sometimes there's this like odd bad. I do think the fact they didn't notice his play at all at first is a good thing.
Yeah, and it's, again, as we find out the new Harrison Bader timeline, which, again, I think the Yankees will be as loose as possible, because I do think the Yankees are acknowledging that there are people that are injury-prone, and Harrison Bader, he now has a history of that the Yankees will miss him, and let's see how this June goes, because the other side of the coin is, again, baseball's not always related to one player, and by the way, big Aaron Judge, who could win the MVP again, was out too, but the Yankees' whole start of their season literally coincides with Bader coming back, and let's not forget some of those balls he tracked down in center field that center field IKF will not be tracking down, center field Judge will not be tracking down. So, we're going to have a moment in an upcoming series where we see a ball land in the gap that we go, that was an out for about 4 weeks. So, go Bauers, go Willie, go, and do cockroach it a little bit. Get your Sessa on, get your Maben on, and let's see where we land.
Why not?
Why not about it?
That was my award.
That was yours?
That was the Who and What Are You?
Nice. That's really nice.
It's from, what was that from? It's from The Adventures of Jake, or whatever that show is called.
Adventure Time.
It's a really good soundbite. The first one I sent BBD, the tone wasn't perfect.
I don't watch any dog shows. Last and final awards.
For you. I'm giving out so many at the end of the show.
Okay. Sounds crispy.
Off the ledger.
My final award is it the Game of Thrones award? No. You know what? Yeah, it's All Hail the Queen.
All hail
the Queen.
the Queen. All hail the Queen. Michael King.
Ooh, King. A couple updates, not related to my award. My Sweet Jessica has become Meredith's #1 superfan.
Nice.
Every time Meredith's pregame interview pops on the screen, Jess goes, "Yeah, Meredith, you go, girl. Rock them hoops." And that got me really good. She also saw a couple people and called them potatoes last night. I won't reveal who those were. Jim, the Queen was right. The Queen of Stats. Katie Sharp.
She's getting the award?
Gleyber Torres.
Oh, yeah. This is a combo needed.
Has been delicious from the leadoff hole since he's gotten there. Katie Sharp said there was a little bit of pop coming, and there was. Just a little bit of pop coming, but it's also kind of not needed because his contact swing is in a really good spot.
Yep.
So his OPS plus on the year is now up to 116, which is a little above his career average. It feels like he's trending upward. He likes the leadoff spot. Again, the 25 walks to 30 strikeouts. Defensively, he was making those plays to his right, the up the hole plays. Oh my God. Go see your doctor for that one. He's got that one down. Those ones in between the first base hole, we've still seen him struggle with that, and we talked about that with Rizzo and stuff, but it feels like he has a signature second base play, which I like that. And we'll also see if he ends up DHing it all, if they end up moving DJ back to second somewhat, because I still think I think Gleyber last year became a better second baseman. I think DJ may have usurped him again this year. He gets thrown out stealing last night, where he just kind of missed the bag.
Yeah, but I don't think he was going on his own there. I think the Yankees just did not think they could get 3 hits against Kirby, and Kirby doesn't walk anybody.
They were manufacturing.
So a guy got on first. I don't think Allen called for that bunt. I think they wanted Allen to hit for a base hit, not like a sacrifice. But it seemed like the Yankees were like, if we get anyone fucking on base, we need them to get to second.
It was his first time going in a while.
And he had it. He overslid it.
Remember Gleyber? I think he was 5-1 stolen bases to caught stealing this year. He is now 5-5. So we do have to take that into appreciation. His at-bats have been delightful.
They really have.
The leadoff stats are gaudy.
And for a pitcher's duel and a game where a missed defensive play was going to win a team a game in regulation, for him to come up with those and stay focused and locked in, we want that, right?
Yeah, I mean, yes. I will compliment him because we're tough on him during the other times. Those were important plays in the game, and he got there and made them. And he was engaged on a West Coast trip.
The second one I didn't think he was going to get.
Yeah, it's funny how him and Volpe were both like combining on both those plays. But, yeah, that was really nice.
Yeah. Okay, so the last award.
Yes.
And I've been debating on the name of this award, to be very honest with you.
Appreciate the honesty. Noodles got you day, by the way, 6 years ago.
His birthday?
It's got you day.
What's that mean?
That's when you get them.
Oh, I didn't know that. Congrats.
Thank you.
Because this is a big award. I can't just give this out willy-nilly, and I don't know if it merits it, but there's some stats that do help it out.
No way. A stepping stone this time of year, Jim?
Yeah. But I don't know if I'm doing it or not. I was going to say, I will do it. A small stepping stone.
The Small Stepping Stone Award?
The First Step Award.
The Home Depot Award.
I think it's...
Where are you at Home Depot right now?
We're at the store. It's the Home Depot Award.
Okay.
It's the home... We've accepted... We've made the agenda and the shopping list.
We're excited to go to Home Depot.
Yeah.
We're shopping.
We might be at the checkout. Might be walking from checkout to car. Like purchased.
It's already purchased.
Yeah. Receipt in hand award.
Holy shit.
It's the receipt in hand award.
I didn't think we were going to end up here today.
Yeah.
I was going to mail in the rest of the episode. I was going to go play blitzball.
This wasn't going to happen if I got fried, but now I forced my hand even more, so we're here.
Shit.
I have some things I want to talk about. I think this is the correct way to label it. It's the receipt in hand award.
This is the most pressure I've ever felt.
I thought it was obvious.
I don't know. Is it Nestor?
It is Nestor.
Okay.
It is Nestor. Now, I also wanted to give this award, if I really didn't feel stepping stone, I was going to say the Great American Recipe Award.
Right. Because
it was kind of like an all-hands effort to allow Nestor to purchase the stepping stones. A 7-0 lead.
Right.
You won the game. You won game one. You pitched well, right? Let him go through the third time. But what I want to point out to the Yankee fans at home, because we got data and info. Last episode, I was down. I was like, come on, make a change. Yeah. You have to do something different. Right. And I was watching him pitch, and I was looking, and I was like, okay, I think so. I think I was trying to track what he's doing different. And there was a bit of a change yesterday, Jake. So in all the starts before this, Nestor threw, in the first time seeing batters, first time through the order, he was 57% fastball, 25 cutter, and then the other, 20 or 15% was like sinker, changeup, slider, sweeper, a mix. And he showed all his pitches the first time through, not that much and all that. And the second time through, same formula. Same formula. And then the third time through, same formula, same percentages. So in this game, when we said, dude, you have to try something different.
Right.
In the first inning, or the first time through the lineup, 82% four-seam fastball, only threw 2 sweepers. So hid the sweeper from the lineup the first time through, said, I'm going to get you out with fastballs, and I'm going to mix in some cutters. He threw 5 cutters, 31 fastballs. Second time through the lineup, same formula because it worked. No, now he goes to 30% sweeper, which he didn't throw the first time through. He hid it from them.
Right.
And then brought it. This is pitching. This is like attempting. So I'm saying they wrote the grocery list. It was like, change the pitch mix. And then they went out and they purchased all the ingredients and they kind of they're getting there. So we need this to continue to work. The second time through, he mixed in some changeups. He didn't throw any sinkers. Yeah. He didn't throw any sliders. He just kept it a little more simple. And I like that first time through. If I can get by with just my fastball, 80% fastball, do that. Third time through, he brings in, it's like the third time through was his first time through mix, where he's throwing 3 pitches and it's like 50, 25, 25 around that area. But I did like that we made a tangible change in approach here in this game. Hopefully it's not a one-off. It wasn't just a Mariner special. This is like something we do to help him get through it. But he hid the sweeper the first time through the order and then brought it back as his secondary pitch the second time through. I like that.
Yeah, I want to see the next steps. Seeing that changeup was interesting because you'd always think Nestor would be the kind of pitcher that would have a change, kind of a lighter.
He threw 3 of them, but he got
3 swings and
misses.
Two of them on the same strikeout in the same inning, back to back. We'll see if that becomes a part of the mix. For me, that's one of those things like Nestor to be at this point of his career to not have a bona fide changeup. It would be like a massive story if he found one. Like it would be a midweek Talkin Yanks episode. Like Nestor found a grip that finally worked. So I don't think that's the answer. For me, I still think it's tied to his legs. I'm glad he mixed up his pitch mix, and you're going to have a different approach for every lineup, and we'll see his next start. Is he seeing the Dodgers? Is he the Sunday night game, or is he missing them?
It would be Herman, right? Because he pitched game 1. Well, it would be Cole, Sevy, Herman.
Cole, Sevy, Herman. Okay, so he's not seeing the Dodgers, and then there's an off day after that. I want to see, because, Jim, again, that last inning, and by the way, Volpe makes the error in the first inning, which would have been like a 14-pitch inning. Instead, he has to throw, he gets into the 20s, and people were like, are you really worried about that? Yeah, with Nestor. Yep. That's kind of the whole...
That's the big worry.
That's the whole song and dance. That last inning, so let me go back the inning before. Tom Murphy, tough series for Tom Murphy, getting tossed by the rookie umps there. Nestor finds himself in the 4th inning, so he's probably 80-so pitches in or whatever, and Tom Murphy is now in a foul ball fest that he's in control. He fouls off 4 straight pitches. Nestor walks him, and it's honestly, when you're at that point and in a bat, that's almost the right move. And then he gets Caballero, the horse, out in that final at bat. Nestor comes out for the 5th inning, 4-pitch walk to Sam Haggerty, who's bottom of their lineup, and you're like, okay, that's the thing I'm circling. Like that is not Nestor Cortes Jr. Nestor Cortes Jr., when he's right, maybe gives up a solo homer to Sam Haggerty because he's like, okay, you're the 9-hitter, I'm going to go at you. Nestor watches it go over the left field wall. He kind of shrugs, laughs, and is like, okay, you got me. I don't care. I'm going to get the next 3 hitters out. He walked Haggerty on 4 pitches, Ty France double. He freezes Julio on kind of an old-school Nestor strike kind of down the middle that you're like, wait.
He's so good when he can peg that low zone like that.
And then Teoscar gets him. So, hey, Teoscar, Ty France, these are really good hitters, a 3rd time through the lineup, righty versus lefty. He walks A.J. Pollock on 5 pitches, and then it's a big at-bat against Eugenio Suarez, where he ends up punching his ticket at the end. I don't know. If Eugenio Suarez, blocks a double down the line, we're talking about Nestor in a negative light this episode. I like that he got 100 pitches in, and I like that he's going to get an extra rest day. And I hope we're laying down tile next episode. And there's a chance we are.
Same. I just like that they said, let's do something. This isn't just luck. No matter what they're going to tell the media, we're not just like lucking into getting hurt the third time through. There's something to it. And they made an active change of plan to attack it. Because I'm going through like by game pitch mix first time through, and they're all the same until you get to... They're all a spread out 3-pitch mix until you get to last night's game when he went
throw him the heater.
Yeah. And hide a pitch and then bring it out second time. And then third time throw the mix. So I like that. All right. Any other housekeeping?
I don't think so. We did a ton at the start.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. So, Dodgers, you got Gleyber, Judge, Rizzo, Stanton, DJ LeMahieu, Donaldson. And you're not going to see this.
Who's pitching?
But you're still not going to see all of them because some are back. They're like, DJ probably gets a rest day. Absolutely. If Rizzo's playing.
Coming off an off day.
Double off day.
That's where, let's see who's pitching for
Kershaw,
Dodgers.
Grove, Miller.
Kershaw. So, if I knew that, I wouldn't be as confident about Rizzo. Oh, Rizzo's awesome against lefties, so they don't care about that. So, no Bauers, no Willie. IKF's hot. Donaldson's hot.
Trevino, Volpe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Gleyber, Judge, Rizzo, Stanton, DJ, Donaldson, IKF, Trevino, Volpe.
I'm into that.
See how that plays. Probably not going to happen because they're going to rest someone or whatever.
I don't know. This could be the Yankees flagpole. Stanton's back. We rested Rizzo.
Who would be a righty on the bench?
I think putting the lefties back there, I think that's the move.
The bench would be Bauers, Calhoun, Allen, and Higgy.
Catcher, yeah.
So that's...
Adds up.
There's 3 lefties. So, yeah, you kind of got to play all the righties. Unless you love Bauers' numbers versus Clayton, which I don't think you can.
No, I'd say the wild card in my head would be Allen.
Just to play center field.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Switch hits.
Yeah, true. All right. Thanks, guys.
L.A., bro.
Appreciate you.
Stanton.
Goodbye.
All-Star Game MVP.
Go Yanks. Tell them, Grams.
Yankees.